Dave Marsh, iGolftv, back once again with Pro Series tip number 2. Now I want to talk to all you young fellas and young ladies that really want to go out there and make a living playing golf. You need to know that that 60 yard to 120 yard is your scoring area. There's no other part of the game that's going to give you the same ability to make birdies as this 60 to 120 yard area. Now it's so important for you to recognise this, and it's so important to make sure that you're focusing all of your time in this area, and almost, I'm going to say, all of your time. If you can drive the ball well and wedge it well, you're going to go out there and be a good player. So let me just talk to you about some layups and how you need to work your practice and your drills. I want you to go out there and get a specific yardage, 2 if possible, but 1 at the very least, between that 60 and 120 yards. What is your favourite yardage? Is it 90 yards? Is it 60 yards? And then you've got to go and work tooth and nail from that particular distance until you can control the distance every time. It's all about controlling the distance on these shots. You need to make sure that you can get the ball in there close to the flag. Tap-ins are preferable, but inside a 3 or 6 foot circle is really something you've got to strive towards. Would you be surprised if I said to you that the average amount of wedge shots that the European Tour player hits, or a European Tour player hits, is 8 in a round of golf? It's probably more than you thought. Although the golf courses are long, guys are hitting it so far out there nowadays. Also, you've got 4 par 5s on most courses. So 8 wedge shots are what you are going to get the opportunity to hit out on tour. So that means that if you can get 3/4 of those up and down, that's 6 birdies around that you're getting off your wedges. Now, if you can go out there and practice, it won't be such a distant dream to go and make those 6 birdies out of the 8 wedge shots you get. It's really vital that you go and practice this. Let me explain to you, if you were to play at the Emirates or at Celtic Manor where they're playing the Ryder Cup, you get 7 opportunities to hit wedge shots around those courses. If you go and play somewhere like Victoria for the Portuguese Open, well then you get 10 wedge shots. And these are calculations that I've been out there and done. I've seen the guys out on tour. Now the best players recognise that these are the opportunities to pick up birdies, not when they've got a 4-iron into the green, and not when the pin's tucked back left and they're trying to draw a 6-iron in. If they hit the ball close there, it's more luck probably actually than them actually aiming at those flags. But when you've got this wedge shot in your hand, well then you really want to go to work on it. So this shot that I've left myself here is 65 yards. Now I know that with my 60-degree lob wedge, that's just a full out 60 for me. So I've got my 3-foot circle around the hole. Obviously it's a 6-foot circle because I've got 3 foot either side of the hole. Now I'll practice with this circle a lot because I want to be able to set up here now, focus in on that circle, and hit my shot. It's flying right on line, a little bit right, pitches pin high and just screws back. It's just outside my circle, but that still would leave me a really good chance. Now you can see I'm talking to you, but I can go and execute that shot no problem because I know what distance this club goes and I've practiced it again. So let me set another one up. I'd like to hit one inside that 6-foot circle for you. Now I know what distance this club goes, so I can just go and let my swing freewheel. There's almost no wind out here today. Tiny bit further right, missed my circle, but it ain't bad, but it's not good enough for you. You need them inside that circle. You need to spend hours upon hours just hitting balls into that circle. If you haven't got one of these circles, I recommend you go and get one, because you don't actually need a green to hit to then. You can put it down the fairway, you can put it on the practice ground and pitch balls into that circle. If you can fly it into that circle, you know you've got a pretty good chance of the ball ending up there. So this is something, an area that you need to practice so hard on, because if you can, the rest of the game kind of, there's not so much pressure on it. If you can go and wedge the ball close, you can go and shoot over par on the holes where you're hitting 3-irons and 4-irons in, and you'll still be returning scores in the 60s if you're taking advantage of your wedges. So I'm going to say to you, if you want to be serious about making it on tour, don't stand on the practice ground hitting 4-irons all day. It's a waste of your time. Get out there with the wedge shots. Don't complain that you haven't got a practice green. Some places around the world the facilities are not as good as others, but get one of these circles, get flying the ball into that circle from 60, from 90, get a specific yardage that you want. Now I'm going to hit one more shot from this angle back here. Now I know what my yardage is here, there's no wind, I can get it down and inside that 3-foot circle, that's what I'm trying to do. Really good grouping on all 3 of those shots. So it is vitally important. That's not a bad result for 3 wedge shots, but do you know what? It's not good enough to go and make it out there on tour. I need those balls inside that circle. I need to make a recording of how many shots I hit inside that circle. Actually, confidence comes from evidence, and evidence is getting out there on the practice ground and doing these drills. Come back and say, I got 8 out of 10 inside the circle from 60 yards. That's my chosen yardage. Or I got 8 out of 10 inside the circle from 90 yards. That's my chosen distance. So you've got to go out there and you've got to really practice these wedge shots until you become really world class at them. That's what's going to enable you to go out there with confidence. Confidence comes from evidence. Now go and practice these different drills, and remember, this is where you can really pick up some birdies.